So the reason why, so back up, that was my friend's son's truck with the SV Titan, and he bought it just so he could have a truck, and just happened to be, I just got done with the lift kit. He came over to put some side steps on, so I was like, let me get some side-by-sides. Okay, so the reason why I went with a Nissan Frontier instead of a Toyota Tacoma. There's nothing wrong with Toyotas. I like Tacomas. I like all 4x4s. Let me just say that right now. Like anything and everything four-wheel drive that could get you down the trail and you could get out there and have an adventure and have fun with, that's my kind of vehicle. I don't care if it's a Subaru, a Land Rover, Land Cruiser, Jeep, Humvee, doesn't matter. There's too many people out there trying to say which vehicle is better than the other. It's like, well, can it go where I want it to go? Can it do what I need it to do? And does it run? Well, hey, that meets all the criteria of what I need. But I'm going to spend my money on something. I want to make sure that's going to do everything that I need it to do. So with the Frontier, there's just so much versatility. So from 2005 to late 2020, or early 2020, every single model was the same. I'm going to turn around here so I can sit down. Every single model was the same. They might have done like a minor difference, like with the Bluetooth, the navigation, or maybe some leather seats or heated seats or something of the sort. But predominantly, everything was the same. What I like about them is the frame is fully boxed in, making it stronger. It's the same width as the Titan. So you can take a Titan 5.6 engine with the transmission and it will bolt in to the exact same mounts as the Frontier. It will also bolt up to the transfer case. The rear differential and front differential will actually bolt up just as the ones in the Frontier do as well. So you can literally put the whole drivetrain of a Titan into the Frontier. You need the computer, obviously, but if you're doing all that, I mean, kind of, it's given. As far as it goes for aftermarkets, you could do a 1-inch, a 2-inch, a 3-inch body lift. You could do a 1-inch, a 2-inch, a 3-inch leveling lift. You could do just a spacer lift kit, a drop shackle lift kit, a block lift kit, an add a leaf in the rear. You could do coil spacers in the front. You could do coils. You could do shocks. There's 3 different ways to pick the front up. They have ready lift kits. They have individual kits that you can piece it together. They have aftermarket upper control arms. They have drop bracket lift kits from 3-inch, 5-inch, 6-inch. You could do a Titan swap. You can straight axle it. So if you don't want to Titan swap it, you have straight axle kits for it. You could change the whole front end to a straight axle. They have trim kits for it. You could trim the fenders out. Most of them from the factory come with a 30. With a minor lift, you could go with a 33, and with enough fabricating, you could go with a 35, even 37s. They have gears for them. They have re-gear kits. They got lockers for them. They're reliable. The 4.0 V6 is a very reliable, strong engine. I mean, it had 268 horse and 289 torque, if I remember correctly. They have a strong rear differential. The front R180 isn't the strongest, but you can swap it out to an M205 Titan. You can even straight axle it. There's just a lot of benefits. The hardest part about the Frontier is finding front bumpers, rear bumpers, because everything has to be built. There's no, except for the ARB front bumper, everything else is like you have to build it, wait for it to be built, which could take quite a few months unless you know how to do the weld it yourself kits or build one yourself. So it's quite tedious waiting for the bumpers, but you could build it yourself. In the Wham bumper, you have I think Shockworks bumpers, you got Wham bumpers, you got ARB bumpers, you got I don't know if Rail Country makes some. You have Coastal Off-Road. There's more, and there's a few I'm not going to name because I don't think they're reputable. Oh, there's I think it's Hefty Fabworks, if I remember correctly. Like I said, there's just a lot of different things. On my other Frontier, what I did to that Frontier, I did a 5-inch drop bracket lift kit. And then I put Bilstein's 5100 adjustables. And then I threw some 608 Old Man Emu springs in there. So I did a Old Man Emu spring lift, I did a Bilstein lift, and I did a 5-inch drop bracket lift kit. All of them were designed to be their own lifts, and I stacked them. Then I put the SPC upper control arms on there as well too, so I could get the alignment correct. I put an add a leaf in the rear with a 3-inch drop shackle and a 2-inch block in the rear. And I was able to rock a 35 if I wanted to, but in the time I had brand new 33, so I didn't change it out, so I kept the 33s. I trimmed the plastic, and I built my own front bumper, my own rock sliders, and my own basket. There's just a lot. Now, I'm not saying there's not a lot for Toyotas, because there is, but I don't know to what extent you can do a Toyota. You can't do a Tundra swap that I know of. I mean, you could get 35s on it, but I don't know if it'll be as capable as a long arm suspension lift, like the Titan swap. And that's the equivalent of doing a long arm kit like on a Jeep. So you could do a Jeep long control arm kit and get a lot of travel of it. I believe with the Titan swap, you could get 12 inches of travel. I mean, that's a lot of travel. So, and then with a 2-inch body lift and the Titan swap, you could go 37s. With a 2-inch body lift, the Titan swap, and trimming, you could go with a 39. It's just how big do you want to go and what do you want out of your truck? Obviously, it comes with re-gearing, and then you're going to get weak points, and you're going to have to know what's going to break and what's going to need to be fixed. But there's tons of videos out there. So it all just comes down to how much aftermarket, what are you wanting the truck for, what do you want to do with the truck? And these trucks are reliable. There's trucks that got 300,000-400,000 miles on them. Some of them even have, and that's the thing, you get a truck that has so many years on it, hi buddy, they work out all the problems, right? So you go from 2005 to 2020, you got 15 years from them to figure out everything. Hi buddy, okay, shh, okay, I'm talking buddy.
Hi Daddy.
Hi buddy.
Hi.
Okay, so you have 15 years the same. Everyone's like, it's outdated. It's outdated. Oh, it's so outdated. What's outdated? It has an engine, has a transmission, it has a rear end and 4-wheel drive for the front ends. You know, then what? You have seats. They're leather. That seems pretty nice to me. You have air conditioning. It blows hard and cold. You have a heater in the winter. Well, what else do you need? Oh, I need a fancy light to go around the trim. Why? I need my buttons to look different. Are you looking at the buttons while you're driving? Are you looking at your stitching while you're driving? Are you looking at your shifting knob while you're driving? Are you staring at everything on the inside of your vehicle while you're driving? What about at nighttime when you drive? Do you turn your dome light on so you can look at the interior of your truck while you drive? No, I care about reliability and capability. And the newer the vehicle and the newer the model, and when they're constantly changing the model every single year, you run into the problem Dodge runs into. And that's problem after problem after problem after problem after problem. So you have the same truck for many, many years. You give, hey, okay, buddy, I know you want to talk. Your truck. I don't know if you're talking over me. I don't know if they're going to hear you over me, buddy. Okay, hold on. Let me come over here because he's not going to stop. He gets caught up on something and he won't stop. So like I was saying, you know, you have 15 years from them to figure out every recall, every issue. From 2010, 2013, they had a problem with the radiator. That's no longer a problem. The truck had other problems, but ever since, like, they've had it out for so long, there's almost no recalls, and everything that they have done to it, it's fixed and over with. Just like whenever Jeep had the 4.0 inline 6. That was the unstoppable engine. The inline 6 4.0 Jeep motor is the unstoppable forever motor. Just like the 7.3 diesel, just like the inline 6 that they use in the Cummins turbo diesel. They had these engines that worked and there was nothing wrong with them, and they had them for years and years and years and years, and then they fixed and worked on every problem. Then they're going to say, well, it's fuel economy, it's fuel efficiency. Change the gears. You don't need a new motor, it's a transmission. Put another gear in there. Change out the rear differential. You know, most people don't know this. You can look it up, but the new Toyota Tacomas actually come with the wrong gear ratio in the rear differential. So on paper, it looks good on the highway mileage, but the rear end gearing is wrong. You never get into overdrive. You have to go like 85, 90 miles per hour for your truck to go into overdrive. So you don't get the fuel economy and the gas mileage that the EPA sticker shows, because they put those gears in there because on numbers, they look great, but your overdrive will never kick in. And most of the time, you're commuting at 60, 70 miles per hour. So you'd have to go almost 90 miles per hour for your overdrive to even kick in. Most people that know this get their trucks re-geared right out the gate because they want the better fuel economy. But they fabricate numbers. My truck right now, with the 2.5-inch lift in the 33s, I'm getting 15.5 miles to the gallon, which I think is a pretty fair gas mileage for having that setup. My other truck, same thing. I got 15 miles to the gallon. You know, you have torque on the low end. You can also put the cold air intake. You could get the programmer. You could get a chip for them. You can do the aftermarket exhaust. There's a lot of things that you can do to these trucks to bring their power and their performance back up besides just gearing. So that's the reason why I bought a Nissan. Plus, I know how to work on them. They're really easy to work on. They're incredibly, not saying Toyotas and other vehicles aren't either, But for me, the Nissan Frontier is extremely easy to work on. Extremely easy. So, but that's one of the reasons why I bought one. If you have any questions about this that I forgot to answer, message me, let me know. And I'll either make another video for you or I'll try to comment them if they're quick questions.